Hello and welcome back to Farm Space. We are standing here outside Cullinan. We are going to have a chat with Fritz van Oudtshoorn. He's a well-known guy in the industry. Going to talk about Aloot, going to talk about this LASA day that we are attending today, and then the importance of veld rehabilitation, the processes that goes with that, seed management, brush packing and all that. But listen with me, learn with me. Let's see what he has to say. There we go. Fritz, are you well?
Yes, good afternoon or good day.
Yeah.
Johan.
Thank you for your time. I know you are almost on your way back to Pretoria. Let me just ask you, like I said, you're a well-known man in the industry. What you do, you are also with Aloot, African Land Use Training. If you can give us some insights, what you guys do, what you guys focus on, just before we start.
Yeah, no, thank you, Johan. Yes, I'm involved with training, rangeland management training mainly, which of course includes bush control and seeding and things like that. So I have a company, Aloot, which is accredited with AgriSeta here in South Africa. And we do quite a bit of training for land managers, agricultural extension officers, and just anybody interested in natural resource management. I'm also a private consultant, so I do quite a lot of consulting work with producers, land managers, farmers and so on. And yes, I'm a part-time lecturer at the University of Pretoria as well.
Okay, so quite a resume there. We are now at LASA's training day, focusing specifically on rehabilitation, brush packing and seed management and all that, and you just gave an interesting lecture as well about seed management. Let's just start at the beginning. Land degradation, encroachment and all that type of stuff that we have spoken about, what would the causes for that be, and the negative effects on the farmers' land and grazing capacity and all that? What would the negative effects be and the causes be that leads to this work that you guys do?
Yeah, if we look at land degradation in our rangeland conditions here in South Africa, the most important symptoms probably is open, unprotected bare patches in the rangeland, as well as bush encroachment, which is getting quite a big issue here in South Africa. And the reason for that is it's expensive to control.
Yeah. And
the main causes of land degradation, of course, there are many. And it's usually a combination of reasons. But most likely the main reason is overgrazing or continuous grazing. Maybe in combination with overstocking, and in combination with erratic rainfall, droughts, in-season droughts, high temperatures, so maybe climate change.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I think it becomes more difficult to sustainably manage land these days due to climate change and economic pressures. You know, a lot of farmers need to make a living, and it's getting more and more difficult to make a decent living from farming, which is pressing farmers to maybe overstock and to make ends meet. So it's definitely a combination of factors that includes environmental factors and economic factors.
And if you look at all those factors in conjunction with each other, that can really lead to a degradation in their veld. It can lead to a degradation in what they have available to work with, and that can have detrimental effects on their cash flow at the end of the day and what they have available, and that will just snowball and get worse. So then we get to you guys that help farmers by rehabilitating their veld or restoring their veld, and that goes together with initial clearing, with brush packing, and with putting seed back into the veld. What would the process work? How does that process work of starting to get to rehabilitate a veld?
Well, I would say if it comes to bush control projects, Important thing is planning. You need to consider every situation from a different angle, because on any area in South Africa or in the world for that matter, the conditions differ. So when you do your planning, you need to consider what's going on the farm, and that would include the density of bush encroachment, the species involved during bush encroachment, and probably also the objective of the farmer. And that might include clearing all vegetation or woody vegetation.
Yeah, woody vegetation, yeah.
And or maybe just thinning to a certain density of woody vegetation, but at the end of the day you want more grass.
Yeah. Because you still have bare soil, even if you clear all of it, or
yes,
you clear half of it, you still have the bare soil. That's the problem.
For sure, yeah. So the problem with bush encroachment is at a certain density the woody species outcompete grasses, and that of course going to decrease your grazing capacity. And if you do not comply and reduce the number of animals, you are then overgrazing and you're going to experience further degradation. So in most instances, farmers just want to have more grazing for the animals. That's going to mean remove all woody vegetation or thin out up to a point where that competition with woody species is reduced and you start getting more grass biomass. That might include, depending on the circumstances, it might include seeding, grass seeding.
The mixture of that seed that you put in, that's very important. What would your recommendations be on the mixture of seed that you can use, should use?
Yes, the grass species seed mixture is very important, and because the more species you have in your seed mixture, the more your chances for success and the more resilient your end result's going to be. So to select species, all those species need to be adapted to those local
environments,
climatic and soil conditions. Probably the biggest challenge is what is available, because commercially there's not always all the species or a large variety of species commercially available.
The more popular species are available.
The more popular planted pasture species are available, and therefore we often recommend that you don't only rely on the commercially available species if it comes to a seed mixture, but that you do harvest some grasses on your own property as well and mix that together with the commercial mixture.
Something very important you said in your lecture now is not to focus only on different species, but also on different ecological, like I said, stages, succession stages.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a bit more on the importance of that?
Yeah. So during any rehabilitation project where there's degradation, the plant community is going to go through a process, and we call it plant succession.
Yeah.
And plant succession involves different stages, from the pioneer stage to the subclimax stage to the climax stage. And if you do seeding, you need to consider this, and you need to include in your seed mixture species from the pioneer, subclimax and the climax stage. So all three stages need to be represented in your grass seed mixture.
Okay, so now we ripped the earth to break the crust. We put the seed back in. Where does brush packing come into this whole process, and what is the purpose of that?
Yeah. So planting, you plant your seed, and now you sit with still bare ground, but you've broken the crust and you've done your seeding. Now you need to protect that seed.
Yeah.
And in most areas in South Africa, it's very important because we have a lot of wildlife animals that would come and graze those seedlings and eat those seedlings and render your whole projects that you put a lot of money and effort in unsuccessful. And that's why brush packing comes in. So you do your seeding, And after seeding, you take brush, and usually a brush from these woody species that you've controlled, and you stack it on top of your seeding areas. And it has two roles. The first is protection from grazers,
animals and from eating them.
Yeah, and the second is it improves the microclimate and the conditions for growth through shading and through slow down runoff of rainwater, and just improve those conditions and enable those seeds to germinate and to establish well and successful.
Well. So at the end of the day, protect the seed, change the microclimate, gather water for infiltration.
Yes.
So for that whole process to start, you need trees that have been cut out, usually trees that are a problem. And that's where companies like Husqvarna come in as well. They are part of the day-to-day, the equipment that they provide, different equipment for different tasks. That makes the job of the farmer easier at the end of the day and saves you time.
No, for sure. Without that equipment that Husqvarna provides, especially the brass cutters and the chainsaws, you can't do any projects without those equipment. So that mechanical control part of the whole bush control intervention is extremely important.
And the mechanical is just one part of this whole process, yeah?
Yeah, mechanical is part. There are different methods of bush control. So mechanical is one part, chemical control is another part, which is often in combination together. Manual control, where you control with the hand, with axes and so on, is important. And then biological control is a little bit limited, but biological control is very important if it comes to alien invasive species. But biological control can also include things like using goats to do the bush encroachment control for you. So instead of changing the vegetation, you change the way in which you farm to do the control.
At the end of the day. So this whole process would then lead to the establishment of the re-establishment of your grass layer, the strengthening of the grass layer, and the grass will then also prohibit the re-emergence of those woody species if you don't revert back to your old ways of overgrazing and hurting the layer, if I understand you correctly. Fritz, thank you very much for your time. But Alloot, where can I get more information about Alloot? Where can I contact you if I need help or I want to do similar training?
You can go on our website. It's www.alloot, which you spell ALUT.co.za, and on there you're going to get all the information.
And then we can educate ourselves further.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Jan.
There you have it, Fritz van Oudtshoorn from African Land Use Training, Alloot. As he said, alloot.co.za. Go on there, get yourself this information. This is important, not only for the re-establishment phase to get everything right, but in the future, not to revert back to your old ways and to hurt the layer again. Very important. Arm yourselves with information. This is Farm Space. Until next time.